yet another fun interview from the Human Touch exhibit here in Las Vegas this week. You know, they're always telling us, be your best and feel your best. And when you see the videos of all the radio interviews this week and over the next several weeks, be sure to come by intotomorrow.com and check it all out, because God bless you, Chris. He's behind the camera sneezing. And and you'll see the cool massage chairs and the long line of people waiting to be relaxed. And we're not even at the end of a day here. Day 2 in the Human Touch exhibit for this particular show, and their wellness solutions. A lot of things going on. But we came across a payment network for cars that eliminates the need for physical credit cards and enables vehicles to connect directly to merchants. And my first thought was, would we need to do that, or why? Well, we're going to find out, because we have the CTO, the Chief Technology Officer of Car IQ, joining us, Arun Yadav. Arun, welcome into Tomorrow. How are you?
Well, thank you so much, Dave, for having me. It's a pleasure. And nice intro, by the way. And we'll definitely get into why the car needs to pay for themselves without a physical card.
Good, because I was concerned if my intro was making sense, because
absolutely.
I'm
That is our vision. We want to take the physical cards out of the picture. Mm-hmm. And where we come from is, today, it's not just a dream. The cars are going to drive for themselves. And so the question is, if the cars are driving for themselves, why can't they pay for themselves, right?
Oh, I like that idea, yeah.
Exactly, right? And so, it's a much better solution in terms of customer experience, better transactional security. And in the end, it gives better control to the user as well as the car manufacturers.
So I'm envisioning, tell me if I'm on the right target here or not, that, for example, I pull up to a gas pump.
Yep.
And the car communicates somehow with the system and pays for its own gas, which of course I'm paying for, but I mean, it handles the transaction. Is that kind of where we're going with this? Or?
Yeah, so imagine, let's say you buy a Rivian truck, right? And today, you pay for subscription for, heating and, CarPlay and other services. We allow OEMs to enable banking for that vehicle as a subscription, for example, right? And so when the car comes out of the production line or you buy it, and after the purchase, a car can have its own bank account. And once that car has the bank account, it has a universal access to every merchant on our marketplace.
Wow.
So if you have a Rivian truck, you're driving to Death Valley and you come across a charge point in between, you can just plug in and charge and drive away. And the car basically takes care of activating that pump or the charge station for you and settling the payment behind the scene.
So now I don't have to worry about my car going shopping on its own, right?
Well,
and paying for whatever.
Well, maybe one day. My daughter, when I joined Car IQ, she's 7, and she was like, "Dad, so what do you do?" And I was like, "Honey, I make my car pay for itself." And the next question she asked, like, "So can we go to ATM and get some money out?" So,
yeah, exactly.
You never know, right?
You think that way. And one of the thoughts I wondered about was the car paying for itself. Does that mean it makes its own car payment?
That's correct.
The monthly car payment, so it can do that as well.
Oh, absolutely. So the concept of machine banking, so our product, Car IQ Pay, mm-hmm. There are 2 aspects to it. One is the machine banking platform, and that is completely, it's a patented, a new technology that no one has, implemented in the past. And if you think about it, traditionally banks have offered products in 2 categories. The consumer banking and the commercial banking, mm-hmm. Allowing businesses and individuals to have banking capabilities.
Right.
What we did is we built an extension to that ecosystem called machine banking, which allows similar banking capabilities that you and I have for the machines such as vehicles.
Wow.
And in the past, it was not feasible, mostly because of banks didn't trust these vehicles, right? But we built a Know Your Machine process that allows us to consume the sensor data from the vehicles, process them against our AI and ML models to give them a behavioral profile and a trusted identity. And that's why banks now allow us to start activating banking capabilities for these cars.
Wow. I mean, it just sounds weird to think in terms of, we'll pay that with my car's account.
Yeah,
it's like, well, how do you do that? Well, car IQ, right?
Yeah.
But now that brings to mind, I always hear my audience in my head, ask them about this, privacy.
Yes.
What kind of an issue are we dealing with there?
Well, so, when we were building our consumer solution, there were 2 requirements that drove majority of our technical discussions and the architecture of the stack. One is the transactional security. We wanted to make sure we build a better solution from a security perspective, as much as possible a fraud-free solution. And then the second was the consumer privacy. And what came out of it was that we basically used a similar approach to what Apple did for their, bringing privacy into their product, which is rather than pushing your PII data or any other data associated to you and your device into the cloud, they process that inside the device. And so we follow the similar approach where we take all of your vehicle data and process them inside the vehicle, and then send a zero-knowledge proof request to transact on the cloud. So it maintains the privacy of your PII data and any other associated data that you feel are sensitive.
So it also sounds like it is very different than like Apple Pay or Android Pay or something. It's
yeah,
not your car is acting like that.
Absolutely, and in many ways, although I would love to be competing against Apple.
Of course, or Google. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Who doesn't like a good fight?
Yeah.
But no, it is quite different in the sense that, Apple Pay focuses on taking your physical card and putting it on your mobile phone, right? Which makes sense from a consumer's perspective.
Sure.
What we are doing is we are giving the power to the OEMs to allow them to offer banking or payment as a feature, right? They take care of your car fueling, charging, parking, tolling, registration, citation, and we are powering that payment behind the scene through a single account. So you do no longer I have 10 to 12 different accounts for my car, and 90% of my transactions still are done outside of those, right?
Yeah.
So it's a friction point,
Yeah.
and that's where I think it brings a lot of value to the consumer.
Well, and you gave us some great examples too. I mean, I didn't even think about tolls. Might as well have the car pay for their tolls.
Exactly.
Which again, I'm paying for in the long run, but it's the car's account.
It's exactly, yes.
Love it. Arun, of course, you want to check out their website as well, see what he and his team are up to. He's the CTO of Car IQ, and you can visit gocariq.com. Yes?
Absolutely, and thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
It's our pleasure to have you as well. We'll get you there, too, to see what he's up to when you visit us at intotomorrow.com. I'm Dave Graveline. Stay tuned. Much more to come from the Human Touch exhibit. If we can only have a chance to get another massage between guests, maybe coming up. Stay tuned. Into Tomorrow. I'm Dave Graveline, right here on the Advanced Media Network.